UK society sucks. We suck. As British people, we cannot accept anything that's different. We cannot accept anything that's unknown. We have to know about everything. And if we don't, we complain about it. We report these people and give them criminal offence acts, which is exactly what happened to me. Hey, my name's Holliday. If you have just found this channel through this video, a very quick, brief story about myself. I live in this van. I travel around. The studio is not really set up at the moment, but I travel around recording, writing and producing and helping musicians in local areas kickstart their career. Now, I've been living like this for coming on 19 months and I've done plenty of trips around Europe. I've just been lucky enough to come back from another mini tour in Belgium and France, and every time I come back to the UK I feel excluded. Just before I left for Europe a few weeks ago, I received a Section 77, I think it was, a criminal offence act that was slapped on my windscreen of the bus. At first I didn't know if I was in trouble, and I felt really upset that people had felt they wanted to go to that kind of length to remove me from an area that I had actually only been in for a night at that time. I'd been on a 2-week trip previous to that. I'd arrived, been there for one night, and the following day I received this law. Now, I really understand why these laws are in place. I understand that people really have problems with travellers moving in and creating a mess, being a nuisance and being generally disrespectful. But I feel like those kind of people are incredibly rare. However, the fear of people living in vehicles, in vans, in the UK has reached this level where nobody has conversation about it. People assume you are there for the worst reasons. Which is ironic, because most people I speak to, most people that approach the bus or I speak to on social media assume that I'm absolutely living the dream, and I am. I am so excited when this goes right, when this goes well. But there are real times that I want to share with you guys that are extremely difficult. This morning I had a guy who was very friendly. He came up to me and he just said, "Would you mind not parking here overnight again?" And I'd been there for 2 nights, tucked myself around the corner and out the way in this tiny little village. Very beautiful, very pleasant place to be. I spoke to some of the locals and they seemed really lovely and didn't seem like there was a problem with me being there. But he had mentioned that people had been complaining to him that I was there. I like to see myself as somebody that's here to work with society. I want to be able to tap into places. I want to learn about new communities that I think are dying out in the UK. We don't have community in the same way anymore. When was the last time, if you're watching this from the UK, when was the last time you went down to your village hall or your town hall and just did something with your local people? I just think it rarely happens anymore, which is a massive shame. Because I'd love to turn up to one of those events, start speaking to people and see if I can help in any way. That's why I wanted to hit the road. That's why I like being on the road, is learning about new communities and finding a way that I can contribute. And I don't know how much longer I can do this, as much as I love it. Like, if this country was as welcoming as Portugal or Spain, if it was as welcoming to van life as that kind of society, I'd probably do this for, I don't know, as long as having a family would let me. I absolutely love it when it goes right. But what I don't want to do is just be in foreign countries and be away from friends, from family and people that I love and want to be around. So rather than giving into the mentality of most of the UK, I appreciate that you guys watching this are not those most, because you're watching this and you're already considering or have considered a different way of life. But rather than subjecting myself to just renting a house and dipping straight back into society, one thing I've wanted to do for a long time is to build on a community space, a community house where people can live and be together, be surrounded by other similar thinking, similar minded people, use the space to host dinners and events and talks and chill and watch films together, as well as create and use the space to enhance each other's lives, let's say. And I have made new friends recently that do exactly that over in LA, and it works incredibly well. And you can just see how happy they are by living in this space. Now I'm wondering if now is that time to do that research, to maybe find a 6, 7, 8 bed house that has space to have the bus outside, and we can use this as a creative office, as a creative space. Maybe I even live out on the drive and pay into the rent, which will open up another room in the house. Or maybe this just becomes an office space. Maybe it just becomes a creative hub that's on the side of the community house. I don't know the answers to any of this, but I'm wondering if this is a positive way to accept that the UK isn't quite ready for this kind of lifestyle yet. But for me to be able to still work on and pursue and enjoy a community way of living. If you live in the UK and you are interested in something like this, or maybe you know somebody that has a really large driveway or some land that maybe I can rent to not start the community space, but maybe just to give me 6 months to try and work out a community space and work out how we can make this work a bit more logistically sound, or if you yourself or other people are interested in a community way of living, then leave a comment below or contact me at GeorgeJasmanHolliday on Instagram. Just send me a DM and we'll open up a conversation. P.S. I have not forgotten about my YouTube channel. I just don't want to make videos unless there is a real meaning to them, and this feels like a good meaning to them, and tours seem like a really good meaning and point to making videos. So thank you for being patient, thank you for remaining a subscriber, and I cannot wait to bring you more content. Take care, look after each other, and remember, never stop creating.